Hey everybody, it's Stalker13R, bringing you some more action. And we're gonna get... Oh, watch out for this guy, he's coming in. What's gonna happen? Oh, I'm gonna get the kamikaze ribbon for that one. Thank you very much. As much as I love a ram kill, I love even more a got rammed and killed him anyway kill. So today we're going to look at the Centurion 1. I've got the Centurion 7.1 unlocked, and by the time I air this, I'll have that footage up. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm sure we'll be getting a lot more footage of that coming in. But before we put this Centurion 1 back on the shelf for a little bit, and I am going to keep it in the garage, it's a good tank. I've always used it for showing how to do spotting or how to be bottom tier, top of the list, because here at the channel we're trying to focus on team play or, challenges in the game like being bottom tier. So we'll move out and we'll see if we can't do something with the team. So when you get into a game, here's an opportunity where we are top of the list, and or top tier. And I don't think that I've showcased that in this particular vehicle. So I've always shown more what it can do at bottom or middle tier than what it's really capable of at top tier. So it's not a true farewell, but a temporary part. We will see what we can get done in this thing and see if we can get some teamwork done. So back to our point there, what is your measure of success in a game? Is it only when you get a Top Gun medal? Is it only when you get Walter Radley? What is that makes a game a success for you? Because I've got a lot of those medals in the garage, and I tell you what really makes a memorable game for me, it's not the one where I ended up with all the medals, because my team failed me if I got all the medals. It's that game where, I was maneuvering on a flank and a partner tank, communicated, hey, cover me, I'm going to make this play. I was able to engage those targets and get it done, and you were able to move around the battlefield, and it was that feeling of working together and achieving that victory that makes games more memorable for me than an individual game where I got, 8 or 9 kills because, everybody else on my team was quite frankly horrible. So, we're going to maneuver around the battlefield here, and we're going to cut across the top of this map, and we're going to see what we can get for a measure of success today. And that means we're just going to try to be effective on the battlefield. We're not going to focus on, who gets credit for what kill. If you're reloaded and you're on target, pull the trigger. We don't need to sit around and have a debate or worry about anybody's feelings. Let's just get these targets off the board. So I've maneuvered over here where I can get shots where I'm shooting at one angle and I've got teammates that are over there, that heavy, shooting at a different angle. Whenever you can get those oblique angles worked, that's when you're going to be able to focus fire and get those targets off the board. So we'll keep the pressure up over here and continue to work these targets. We're just a little bit into the game. We've got 5 penetrations, we've got 6 enemies spotted, and we've got 2 critical hits. So we're already, getting the gun up and getting it in the game. So you can see we got 1 mark of excellence on this barrel, and we're working on a second one. I'm not going to get it today, but it's coming soon, I'm pretty sure. So we're going to continue to work across the top of this map, and then we're going to cut down the other side. Another theme we're going to look at today, and I've got a second game coming up at the end of this, and it's just the last half of it. I try to keep those second games short because we're just making an additional point. And mobility. Mobility is the key. Individual tactics and your ability to maneuver your tank and use it effectively is almost as important as you being able to know where you need to be on the battlefield and having the mobility to get there in time for it to matter. So we're going to continue to work around. I'm going to come out a little farther like a Muppet. Yeah, we're going to take a little hit there for it, but that's okay because I've got a partner that's with me because he's got mobility. If you don't have the speed to get to where you need to be on the battlefield, then you're just going to follow everyone else around when you're on a good team, and you're going to see the battle occurring in the distance, and your gun barrel's going to stay cold. And that's why I don't drive, extreme heavies or extreme lights. I like those medium heavies. I like the heavy mediums. And, you got to keep that mobility, because if you can't get to where you need to be, it doesn't matter how good of a tanker you are. I'm grinding a couple of Russian lines. So, oh, hey, did I just really run into that pole? Did you see that? That's okay, I needed to look over here anyway. And we'll miss that shot, so there's a little bit of Muppet play for Stalker 13R. So this guy's going to come back and we're going to get some nice shots into him. We're working this team pretty good. And again, that mobility allows me to affect different areas of the battlefield, which means I've got more targets available to me than people that only have the mobility to fight on one flank. And then the game's over. Either everybody came and overwhelmed them at the end of that, or, the rest of the team won without them. So, we're going to go ahead and be bold. We're top tier. Let's make some plays. Okay, that guy wants to go. Alright. That's great, but, either do it or don't. Come on. So yeah, I've got a video that I'm going to make coming up where I'm in my Russian tanks and I'm grinding a couple different lines. And I play like an absolute Muppet. My individual tanker skill is horrible. Hey, no need to push. I'm just taking a shot. Unlike you all, get out of the way. You ever have one of those days where your individual tanker skill, you just feel like the sticks aren't working and you can't get your tank turned the right way and, everything's falling apart? Well, I have a couple of days like that in my Russian tanks that I'm grinding, and I'm going to show you that because I was in the right place on the map, that we still got the job done and got the games in the win category anyway, because it's more important to be in the right place than it is to be an excellent tanker. You can be a mediocre tanker and put more wins on the board if you have the knowledge to know where you need to be and the mobility to get there. So this one's going to be all about mobility. It's something that we've kind of touched on the channel, but we haven't gone all the way into it in depth, so this will kind of be the first one to demonstrate how that works. And as always, adjusting what your expectations for success are. So here, we only got one kill. 6 enemies detected, 3,200 damage, and 800 blocked. So even though we're second on the list, we still got that high caliber medal. So that means that we were doing our job. I've had, Walter Radley or Devastator medals where I didn't get high caliber. There's that Confederate medal. I'm doing my part to make sure that the team as a whole is successful. And that's more important than actually getting credit for all of the kills of anybody I put one round into. Let's just get those targets off the board and use our mobility to work quickly together to maneuver around so that we can maximize our firepower on the enemy. So now coming up, have you ever seen somebody jump a Tiger II? Does that mean I'm going to jump my Tiger II? No, Tiger II's way too slow for that. But somebody else is going to pull the Fonzie and jump me like the big dopey Tiger II shark that I am. Does anybody even know what this thing is? And there he goes. So we'll chase this little guy off. Hey, get out of here. And we'll just take a look at that one for funsies. So here's a game talking about mobility, right? Game ticker ticks down, everybody's on the move, and we are going. Now I'm in a heavy tank, but I've got some mobility, and I'm over here with the quickies. And I know that they're moving way out there, and they're going to get those spots. So if I stop right here, I'm not camping. Don't even say it. They're going to come up for just a second. And if I can get this track shot right there, he'll stay in place and be eliminated. And now they're down, because that's what happens. They get spotted, they go down, they move around. So I'm going to use this opportunity to dominate that space and stay in close support with these mediums and that light so that they don't overrun me, so that they don't get to a position where they're spotting and engaging targets that I can't shoot at myself. Now if I was in a super slow heavy, there's no way I would be able to keep up with them, and I'm having trouble keeping up with them as it is. But if I want to get my gun in the game, see, too late on that guy. Oh, I've got to have somebody to shoot at. Nope, they've got him too. Oh, okay, there's somebody. Look, you're slow. And, oh, look at that. I get a periscope hit. So just for the record here, I've got 2 critical hits and 2 track target hits. I have no damage myself. And this team is on the move 4-0 a minute and a half into the game. That artillery has got my number and is shooting at no one else but me. So I have got to get some numbers on this board because I do not want to get one-shotted by Artie and end a game with 0 damage on the field. That, you know, even if you have tracking assist or spotting assist, I do not want to be a heavy tank with 0 damage. And that artillery's having the day just like mine. Look at this, I shot right under him. That was a spotted target hit, not my hit. I've got 1 pin. Okay, so I've got a pin on the board, but it's just 1. Now this big guy over here, I'm a little fry compared to him, but I am definitely going to track this guy because we need to jump on him like a pack of savages and get this priority target out of the game. He must have switched fields seeing that this one was going to fall because, you know, why was he back here? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say that, you know, he had crossed over seeing that things had fell and he's here because of reaction, not because of lack of mobility. Can I get a track shot on this guy? No. We'll give him one in the sight anyway. I'm going to have to reload while he moves around. We'll put some high speed on and see if we can't get something to get through this armor. So here I am. I've got 1 penetration, 10 track target hits, and a spotted target hit. Am I really going to finish this game with 1 penetration? Can I get there in time? It's a heavy tank. I've got APCR loaded. Can I get all the way across and get there in time? Have you ever seen a game that finished 15-0? Surely he's going to get at least 1. I don't know that I've ever seen a 15-0. But when you move in that pack and you keep up, had I been in this KV2, you know, I'd have just followed the pack around and not gotten any damage myself. So it's having that mobility that you've got to be in a position to actually fire, and it's mobility that gets you there. So, you know, hey, if you like to drive really slow, big, giant, heavy tanks, then, you know, that's your thing. You know, and go do it. And, you know, I like to drive those medium tanks. I like to drive the faster heavies. I like to get in there and be able to ram if I have to. And it's only mobility that makes that possible. So, even if your individual skill isn't what it needs to be, if you know the battle rhythm and know where you need to be, then you'll be in a position to get those opportunities. And you'll have the mobility to get there. And that's what's really going to be key. Your individual tanker skill is kind of a secondary factor like that. And I'm going to show you a video where I do absolutely terrible, just to highlight that. So we'll let some of this B-roll play and relive some of these old moments. Here's old Bacon's Wrath. You know, I really like this clip because it's entertaining, and you know, it's one of those moments where we were just kind of having a little fun. You know, I talked to this guy and he said, "Yeah, I just wanted to see if I could flip you," and I said, "Yeah, I wanted to see if I could get you too." And you know, it was late in the game. I wasn't going to get Kolobanov's medal out of this anyway, so I just made the fun play rather than the tactical play. But as you see as a theme, and I'm using this footage to highlight it, all of the tanks that I pick are capable of ramming. They have the mobility to affect multiple avenues on the battlefield. I'm Stalker13R. Thanks for watching.